Hello everyone. Now revision is the most important aspect of any competitive exam, be it NEET PG or INICT. So in this video, let me talk to you regarding the 2 months revision strategy for your upcoming exam. Now, any topper interview you listen to, he or she says that revision is what makes or breaks you. Revision, revision, revision. That is the most important thing to get into a top 100 rank. But not a lot of students know how to do an effective revision, what it takes, for your rank to jump from 10,000 to, let's say, top 1,000 in NEET PG. And in this video, let me talk about how you should plan an effective revision. What are the things that you should do so as to improve your GT scores and eventually improve your final rank in the exam. In this video, I'll talk about what resources to focus on, what should be your planner in the next 45 to 60 days, what are the two most secrets that AIMS topper use to get in that top 10 or top 100 rank? Now, my name is Dr. Rishabh Jain. I'm a graduate of AIMS New Delhi, and I've done my post graduation in radiology from PGI Chandigarh. Now, I'll divide these 60 days into two sets of 45 days first half and the last 15 days. Now, if you have watched my previous videos, I always say that keep these last 15 days separate, because the last 15 days revision is a totally different revision in which you read theory, theory, theory. If you are bored reading theory, you have a separate plan, but the last 15 days is a separate revision plan, for which I'll make a separate video. In this video, let me talk to you regarding the first 45 days in the next 2 months. Now, in these 45 days, you have to revise all the 19 subjects, right? And first of all, the most common question that pops up in your mind is that what resource to follow. Now, this is not the time to read main notes at all. You have to focus now on your rapid revision notes, your RR notes. Now, if some of you are following the BTR schedule, it's a good idea to stick to that schedule, but follow the annotated BTR which you yourself have annotated from various resources, be it RR annotation or PYQ annotation or PYT's annotation. Mere following the whole BTR, if you're not read it first earlier, I don't think that's such a good idea. An annotated consolidated BTR is definitely one. Now, if you have highlighted your main notes, you have done multiple revisions of your main notes, you are well versed that you know which thing is kept where in the main notes, or you've attended an offline class, let's say medicine, surgery, obs, gynae, ENT, ophtha, and you're well versed with that offline class notes, stick to that, right? No new resource. That is the whole key. Now, if you have not attended any offline class, not highlighted your main notes, not attended any annotated BTR classes, stick to rapid revision notes. Believe me, now rapid revision notes are good, right? All platforms rapid revision notes are pretty good. Marrow, Prep, PW, all are Cerebellum. Everybody's rapid revision notes are good. You can stick to that as your final revision resource. Now, which questions to now focus on? Now, stick to just PYQs right now. You have 2 months left. What you want to do is to get very, very well versed with your PYQs so that they come in a reflex. You know that this is the previous year topic, this is a previous year question, this is the answer. Right now, how many questions of previous year you have to do? So NEET PG, INICT, 5 years each. So 5 years NEET PG, 5 years INICT. That makes it 10 papers of INICT, twice a year exam, right? And 2 years, I'll also say do FMG. Now, FMG is an easy exam for you guys who are preparing for NEET PG and INICT, but still, I would recommend do FMG papers also, because the NBE, the examination conducting body, is the same. Now, next two important things are golden advice from myself, right? And this is what every topper says, and this is what, in fact, Zainab also says, and I totally agree with it. That make number one a 20th notebook. This is the right time to make the 20th notebook. When you're starting your last 2 months revision, this is the right time to make this 20th notebook. And second, add daily 50 questions practice. Now let's break each and everything down. What should you make in this 20th notebook? Now this is my choti copy which I made during my exam days. And basically what I did, if I focus on it, I had written all important signs here, important classification systems which I thought I'll forget, right? I used the similar thing for my MD radiology as well, made a separate copy for it. But the idea is, you can club everything together. So like, let's say this is your one page, dedicate one page to, let's say, only signs, or let's say scoring system. So in this page, you are writing Scoring systems. Now, it can be any scoring system that comes in the exam. So, for example, well score is asked. Q sofa score is asked, right? Similarly, Chad F2 VAS score is asked. These things, has bled score is asked. These things you keep on forgetting. There is no need to rote learn them. Write it separately in a 20th notebook. Revise it before the grand test, before the main exam, and vomit out the next day. Scoring systems, triads, important signs, staging systems of cancer, muscles of soles of foot, muscles of mastication, etc., etc., right? You can all club them into a separate notebook which you think you will forget. The topics that you think will forget, write it in a separate notebook while you are revising. So let's say you are revising now medicine, and you come across a lot of scoring system: well score, Chad F2 VAS score, has bled score, whatnot, right? For example, you're reading diabetes, targets for blood pressure, targets for blood glucose are given in diabetes management, right? Write them separately. Things that you know are important, things that you know you will forget, write them separately. Similarly, you shift to obs and gynae, write cervical cancer staging separately in your own words, so that you revise it one day before the exam, one day before the grand test, and vomit out, right? So which topics to write in this? IPC sections, now BNS sections, right? What I did was I used to tear the page from my coaching notes. In most of the coaching notes, all the BNS sections are given together, right? And just stick it into my 20th notebook. Similarly, orthopedics, eponymous fractures, or avascular necrosis, osteochondritis of carpal bones, right? These are forgettable stuff. No need to memorize them. Write it separately in your 20th notebook. Similarly, medicine scoring systems, important signs, biostats formulae. So first aid has a very good separate page for biostats formulae. You can tear it, make a photocopy, or stick it in your 20th notebook, so on and so forth. So PEDS, developmental milestones, pathology, CD markers, stains, all radiology signs, important syndromic triads. Last year NEET PG had a lot of syndromes asked in medicine, right? So, or medicine or pathology, whatever you want to call it. So it's a good idea to write them separately in your 20th notebook. Now, I'll make a separate video on this, how to make a 20th notebook, effective 20th notebook. I'll make a separate video, but this is the whole gist of it. So you have to now make a 20th notebook. This is unnegotiable. This is not negotiable, non-negotiable, sorry, right? This is non-negotiable. This is the one thing that will boost your rank. It will jump your rank from 10,000 to, let's say, top 5,000. Or if you're stuck, let's say in GT scores from 100 to 120 or 120, 130, it will boost your GT scores, right? Because in medicine, there's a lot of things which you have to unfortunately mug up. This will help you revise stuff just before the GT. The second thing you add up is a daily 50 MCQ practice. Now this has to be all subjects and all tags. So all exams, all subjects, random questions, right? And the idea is not to use these questions as a testing tool. No, don't use them to test your knowledge. Use them as a knowledge tool. You're using them as a revision tool to revise all the 19 subjects while you are still revising one subject. Let's say you're doing obs and gynae revision. So 2 days you're dedicating, 3 days you're dedicating to obs and gynae revision, but you're still doing 50 questions of all subjects. That helps you revise the entire syllabus daily, again and again and again and again. And second thing, what it does is helps you build an MCQ solving skills. On the last NEET PG, all of you had a eye opener that doesn't matter how much you study, you still have to guess around 80 to 100 questions. You still have to do intelligent guessing because the syllabus is so vast. You can't remember everything. You have to have a habit of intelligent guessing, of how to guess an answer. And that will only be acquired by solving MCQs, not by reading theory. So this is a good idea to add daily 50 MCQs in your prep. Now, what should be your planner for the next 45 days? How it should look like? Now, this is the broad planner that I have made for you guys. You can take a screenshot of this, pause the video, take a screenshot. The idea is to cover major subjects like surgery, medicine, obs, gynae, PSM, 3 days each. PEDS is a smaller subject, so 2 days are given to PEDS. Now, pharma, path, micro, biochem, anat, these 5 subjects, very, very important. Around 60 to 70 questions will come from these 5 subjects, 2 days each. And then physio, FMT, one day each. Ortho, anesthesia, radio, try to club them together. 2 days for these 3 subjects. And ophtha ENT, I think they are little tougher subjects to understand. So students take a lot of time. So I've given 1.5 day each. Now it depends, if you're weak in optha, you can dedicate 2 days for optha and 1 day for ENT, or if you're good in optha, bad in ENT, vice versa. Now again, derma, psyche are easy subjects, so one day for each. So total comes around 33 days. So how should your next 45 days look like? 33 days theory. The 77 days I've given you for catch up. You are lagging in some subject, your one subject is weak, let's say your obs and gynae is weak, you want to dedicate 4 5 days for it. I've only given 3 days, so these 7 days can add up in those catch up days, and I've given 5 GT days in the next 45 days. So around every GT, 9 days every GT. So approximately you can do 1 GT per week or 1 GT every 10 days. 5 GTs in the next 45 days is good enough. And then you have a good last 10 to 15 day revision before the exam, right? So this is a short video for all of you for effective next 2 month revision plan. Please make a 20th notebook in which you write forgetful stuff. If you don't make a 20th notebook, you will not improve your GT scores, you will not get a good rank. This is non-negotiable. And second thing you do is add daily 50 questions, MCQ practice to your study schedule, right? So that's all from my side. I hope you like this video. I'm sure it will help you boost your GT scores. If you have any comments, please mention them in the chat box. Do share this video with your friends, subscribe and like this video. Thank you.